invited through Coach Floyd. Spoken with him before here on the Boxing Source Radio Show. Deals with various fighters, and also, they're under TMT, the money team, out of the DC area. Mr. DC TMT himself, brother Derrick Curry, checking in. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing all good, brother Derrick. Doing good. Just wanted to add you in here. I know that we've spoken a couple times, particularly with the young prospect Jalil Major Hackett. He is going to be part of that Beltway Battles card over in the Washington, D.C. area on Friday, October 29th. So I wanted you to speak on that for a little bit. And I know that you've had like a busy weekend around the area too. So just wanted to get you talking about, Jalil Hackett being part of this card.
Yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks, man, but it's been fun. It's been exciting. It's great to have Jalil fighting at home. It's great to be representing Cobia, fighting for a WBC and a Continental belt. Both of the guys been working very hard in the gym daily, 2 times daily. And, we just ready to put it all in the ring and make it happen.
Yeah, most definitely. I know that you've, kind of like been a big part of Cobia's movements here recently. I know that, you kind of like had him going out there, I think it was over in Vegas, I think it was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
He was able to stop there over at the Mayweather boxing gym to kind of like show his skills and whatnot, alongside there with Jalil Hackett. So, we're definitely looking forward to seeing Jalil Hackett. This should be his, second professional fight coming up?
Yeah, second professional fight coming up, and we got 1 or 2 more after that before the end of the year.
Oh, so you definitely having him busy here within the next couple months.
Definitely.
Oh,
So Jalil will be fighting on October the 29th on the Battle of the Beltway fight card with Mayweather Promotions. And he will be fighting a 4-rounder. And then after that, we plan on bringing him right back December the 5th on Tank Davis Rolly fight card. And that fight will be in Las Vegas. In LA at the Stadium.
LA, yeah.
And then we have another fight possibly lined up for him right at the end of the year. So we're going to end the year out in the bang.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely having him being very busy, man. That was the last time I saw y'all was, they're at that Tank Davis Mario Barrios card. So y'all were checking that out. Y'all were there pretty much like front row by the ring. So you were able to see all that action. And, that was a definite good atmosphere there.
Definitely.
And, I know that Jalil is working towards getting himself to kind of like be that headliner, just like Tank Davis is right now, but
definitely.
Going through this process here. And like you said, he has his second fight for a rounder coming up, and then he's right back at it on December 5th.
Yeah. And Jalil is putting in the work, man. He's done everything we've asked of him and more. I couldn't be more happier for him. And, he got a bright future ahead of him. He has a very, very bright future ahead of him. And, we have a plan in place to get him to that point and get him to that level, where Tank is. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a process, but, we're going to follow the process and take it all the way to the top. But it's no doubt in my mind that he's going to become a world champion one day, and he's going to be a world champion in multiple weight divisions.
So with him being a champion in multiple weight divisions, that was actually going to go into what I wanted to talk about next, because, he's currently there at welterweight, and, he's young, so he's definitely got time to grow.
Right.
So he's definitely, available to, do his thing at welterweight and then eventually get up there to super welterweight and then, possibly grow up a couple inches and get into the middleweight division too.
Oh, he's going to get the middleweight, no doubt about it. Jalil is only 18. I mean, he's still growing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I met Jalil when he was 15, I think Jalil was only 5'7", maybe. And
Mm.
Jalil's like 5'10" now.
No, yeah. He's probably gonna get above 6 feet. You
Oh
know.
yeah, see, Jalil he's a big heavyweight. So I mean, I'm sorry, a big
What?
welterweight.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hadn't come into his man body yet, but he's getting there. But you know, we're gonna take it one weight class at a time and focus on the welterweight. You know, right now the welterweight is very thick, probably the thickest in boxing with talent, the pool of
Mm-hmm.
talent. Um, but you know, with Jalil, by him being 18, uh, you know, the Sean Porters, the Terrence Crawfords, the Earl Spencers, by the time Jalil gets to be 20, you know, they'll all be moved up in either moved up in weight or retired for the most part. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so he has a bright future at that welterweight division.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I think you got all of those guys that are there, like you said, including the Keith Thurmans and the Jordana Sugases and all of that. Yeah, they're pretty much either be moved up or retired. And even some of the guys that people are talking about that may be next might end up moving up after about a couple years because I just feel like those like the guys that they talk about like Bruce Ennis and Virgil Ortiz is like they may end up moving up as well,
Right,
so you definitely would have that little space there, of course, for Jalil Hackett to do his damage there in the 147-pound division. So
right.
we're definitely looking forward to that.
And not only that, but also, you know, it's funny. Me and Jalil were talking the other day, and he said, "D man, you know, honestly, I can make this weight so easy, man. If something come open at 140, I can get down to 140, and we can go get it."
mm, man. So, man, that must mean he really isn't, that much, up, that high above around that 147 limit. He might not,
Oh no,
be to the point where, even if it's like what they call welterweight, he could be there at like 145, 144. So
exactly.
if need be, he could just cut down that, remaining 4 pounds, be 4 or 5 pounds, and just make 140 or be at
Right, that'd
139.
be water weight, and he can put that right back on.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
so yeah, so that the sky's the limit. We have many options, and options are always a good thing.
oh, without question that. Now, yeah, kind of going to, the continuing relationship that you have there, with Jalil Hackett and, his father's there as his, head trainer.
Uh-huh.
So how are y'all building that relationship as far as like, getting him to, where he is now as a pro, linking him up with the money team and, of
Yeah.
course, with Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather and all that.
Well, you know, it's interesting because we built the blessing of this whole thing is we built that rapport and that relationship before Jalil even signed with Mayweather Promotions. So we had that time to kind
Hmm.
of build that rapport, build that relationship, understand each other, and trust the process and trust each other. So that was the blessing. It wasn't a thing where I met Jalil and then a week, two, or a month later we signed him. You know, we kind of built that rapport and built that continuity for about 18 months. So, you know, our circle is real small, which is good. I always say the smaller the circle, the better it is. Um, Everybody's on the same page. Everybody has the same goal. And to me, that's the key.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you're gonna have disagreements. That's just life. But you know, you talk about it, and ultimately with Jalil, by him being 18 now, you know, I'll tell him like, hey, at the end of the day, we work for you, so we can put out everything on the table for you, but it's your decision. Um, most of the time. But we have a good rapport. I mean, I talked to Jalil and Bernard. Sure, we probably talk 3 or 4 times at least a day. So we have a very very good rapport. I talked to Leonard probably 4 or 5 times a day. I was just with Floyd last night, all night to about 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, man, I saw that, man. I was like, oh man, he was over here. I missed out.
Yeah. So, and we talked about, we sat down, man, and talked about Jalil and his future and, put some business stuff together. Because, at the end of the day, Floyd is a businessman. And, they don't call him TBE for nothing. I mean, he's one of the best to ever do it in the boxing, but people don't give him the credit on the outside, for after boxing and how he laid that foundation to be able to live even better after boxing than he did during boxing. He just they had a grand opening and a ribbon cutting for a skyscraper in New York on Friday. That's the tallest skyscraper in New York City. And it's like he owns, if I'm correct, 6 or 7 skyscrapers in New York. And so, his business, he's like, I want these young kids to have life after boxing.
Right.
Have something to look back on, to live off of after boxing. And, we were talking about, Jalil and how young he was and how educated he is, where his focus is, what to do with his money and what he wants to do after boxing. He's already ahead of the game. So yeah, we brainstormed, man, and talked last night for a long time, and we got a couple of surprises coming.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel you. I know that Floyd was like, listen, I know my guy, Jalil Hackett, he's a hell of a fighter. But we got this business. We gonna do it. It's all good.
Yep.
But yeah, he is definitely a great mind when it comes to business ventures. And, I feel like it started, while, he was pretty much at the prime of his career, because he pretty much sought out what he was going to do 5 or 10 years later. And it all executed according to plan. And so after that, now it's his next step as far as like building his brand outside of the sport of boxing. So it just doesn't have to be within the sport. It could also be with other ventures as well. So, that's the thing that I don't think that many people really realize what Floyd Mayweather is that he is a great businessman. And I know that, it seems like he wants to, kind of like show off a lot of things here and there, but behind the scenes, he's down to business. So he could have stuff on Instagram where it's like, tonight, it's an episode of You Motherfucking Haters. But even outside of that, he still, does this thing where he can make those very good business moves.
Definitely. Man, I didn't even know my camera wasn't on. I apologize for that.
Oh, that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem, man. Shout out to the background, man. You got the Lynn Bias jersey there and all that. So,
yeah, man. That was like big brother to me.
Oh, man, yeah. So I mean, kind of like going to more of this thing here, like you said, you're there with, Mayweather Promotions, TMT, and all of that. How long were you like, part of it? Because I'm like, you're all around, out and about in DC and things like that. So it's almost like you're kind of like the Leonard Ellerby Jr. or something like that when it comes to the DC scene. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how did that get all this together?
We go way back. Me and Leonard go way back. He grew up in DC, in Northeast, off of Bennett Road. And, we've always had a good rapport, a good relationship. I actually known Floyd for years. Me and Floyd got real cool when Sean Bay, who's my best friend, Sean Bay fought Floyd in Portland, Oregon. And that whole week leading up to the fight, our families were hanging together, and we just got real cool. So that built that relationship. And after Sean Bay retired, that opened the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, I'm pretty much the East Coast scout and recruiter for Mayweather Promotions, and always looking for that diamond in the rough, and that talent. And it was a blessing that I came across Jalil and found a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, sometimes it takes a lot of groundwork to find that diamond. You know what I'm saying? So,
It really
you know,
does. It really
yeah,
does. I get calls every day. I get DMs, text messages, and saying, "Hey, can you come check out my fighter? Man, I got somebody special." And I mean, of course, everybody gonna pump their child up or somebody they know and say, "Yeah, I got the next Floyd Mayweather. I got the next so and so." And just I would rather for you to say, "Hey, I got a kid that I think is special, or has the potential to be special."
hmm
Check out. When people start talking about, "Oh, he gonna be the next Floyd, and he gonna be the next Earl Spence," or you know, that kind of, so that's a red flag to me.
hmm
You know.
Yeah, I feel you. Because in that instance, when they kind of like say that, that's it. Kind of like throws you off a bit.
Yeah.
But if you know that other people are talking about that particular fighter, then yeah, you might want to see about getting at them a
Right.
little bit to see what they
Right.
talking about because
Or
it.
they'll tell you, I had somebody yesterday tell me, yeah, everybody trying to find this kid. Okay, well, you didn't give me the person's name. So if everybody trying to sign him, what is his name? you know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Or if everybody's trying to sign him, then why isn't he signed by anybody
Why they
yet?
sign? Right,
Yeah,
right.
So yeah, it's kind of tough there when you kind of like deal with those that are in the amateur ranks or kind of like have a couple of pro fights here and there,
Yeah,
where it's like okay, yeah, I see what this guy's doing, but if he really should stand out above everybody else, then like other people would probably have known about him already, especially
right,
in like gyms and stuff like that, because it's one thing to like see him out there in the ring, but if you got like he's doing this and he's going to different gyms or like say for example, it don't have to be like Mayweather gym. It could be like a local gym in DC, well-known gym in DC or
right,
Baltimore or Philadelphia or something like that. And he's going here and there and he's doing work in all of those gyms. But nobody's quite signed him yet. But everybody, all the peers that are in their gym say, hey, that
no,
kid is real good. You know what I'm
right,
saying? But when people kind of like pump somebody up and it's just them pumping them up, that's a whole different story.
right, right, right.
You know what I mean? So
And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm always going to be looking for good talent, but I don't just look for good talent. I look for good people.
hmm
And I always tell people, they ask me about first meeting Jalil and what really stuck out. And I tell people what stuck out was, yes, his talent, watching him spar, and he was only 15, but more importantly, when he got out the ring and we sat down and talked, you know, um,
hmm
his mannerism, uh, his intelligence, that's what blew me away, you know.
work.
Yeah, that's what really blew me away. So, you got to have more than skill set. I ain't got time to be dealing with them knuckleheads. you know, oh
Yeah, I feel you, man. Sometimes sometimes dealing with a few people that might be very talented but aren't necessarily their head is not necessarily completely in what
right,
needs to be done there. So they could be very good, but all it takes is just one little incident that could just erase all of that. One
yeah,
little incident could do that.
yeah. And
Um,
I tell the young kids, when you're fighting under a promotion company or a manager, you're representing them just as well as them representing you. I mean, what if I'm representing you and I get locked up, go out and kill somebody? Guess what? That's gonna look bad on you because I'm representing you. And it's the same the other way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta be focused outside the ring as well. No matter how good you are. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but Jalil is a good example of
So the best representation of the crew that you're around.
I didn't hear you.
No, I was saying like you got to have the best representation of yourself and also the best representation of people around you. You
Definitely,
know.
definitely, definitely. So very, very, very important. And I'm blessed right now to be managing Cobia and Jalil. And Cobia, just like Jalil, clean cut kid, doesn't get in any trouble. He stays in the gym. He's focused, very respectable, knows how to speak, and just a good person. Um, and I definitely look for Cobia to do big things on October the 29th. It's a great opportunity for him to really take it to the next level where I know he can compete and I know that he can win a world title. He came up short against King Tug. 10 seconds short. You take
Yeah.
10 seconds away from that first round, the end of the first round, and he would have been the number one mandatory contender for the WBC belt at
Yeah.
126.
Yeah.
Um, I know his skill set. I know what he can do. And I know that, giving him the right opportunity, uh, putting him with the right people, he will become world champion. And so, everything's looking bright for him. I've talked to Floyd and Leonard about him several times, and you know, they want to see what he does in this fight, and then we gonna sit down and talk and come up with a plan for him.
Oh, yeah, no doubt on that, no doubt, because I've been following his career for a good amount of years. Definitely, we had the what with me and his coach, his trainer there, Coach Floyd Seymour. Like we both are have background in the Bahamas, so we
Oh
had
wow!
Bahamas and yeah, and with Cobia being from Barbados, I deal with a lot of people from the Caribbean community here in the Washington D.C. area, so when it comes to like this next couple of weeks, we're going to be trying to push it to where, a lot of them kind of like know that Cobia Breedy is going to have this main event here. And
Right,
so that, you go out and represent them because it's one thing to, have, local support, but also support from, Barbados, from Bahamas, of course, Trinidad and all of that. So, I'm definitely letting them know about the, this upcoming fight and this upcoming fight card on October 29th.
great, great, great. We definitely appreciate you, man. You've always been a great supporter of us, and man, you know, uh, definitely appreciate you. If you want to come out to the fight on the 29th, just let me know, and I'm gonna make it happen for you.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, I had already, put down for the credentials, but if anything, I'll let you know. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, let me
Because
know if there's any issues with that. Give me a call, and I definitely make that happen for you.
oh,
We
no
de- we
doubt, no
definitely
doubt, my
got to have
brother.
you in the house.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No question, no
Yeah.
question, no question, man. Oh man. But was there like anything else that you wanted to drop here for anybody that probably didn't know anything or not know much about coming up?
Man, man, I'm pretty laid back and simple. I love boxing. Been around it all my life. Sean Bay Mitchell, who was a two-time world champion. Man, Sean Bay been friends since we were little kids. Um, and still best friends to this day. And you know, being following his, being part of his career, it taught me a lot. Um, and then building a relationship with Floyd and Leonard got me in it on the business side. And I'm still learning, but I'm willing to learn. Nothing comes easy. You know, um, I talked to Floyd last night. I've talked to Leonard. Putting together. Now that I'm managing fighters, starting a management company, and we just gonna see what happens. One thing about Floyd, they can't say it. One thing about Floyd and Leonard, whatever they touch turn to platinum. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just gonna grind, man, and do it the right way. And definitely, if anybody does have a fighter that they're interested in me looking at or whatever, I'm open. Reach out to me. I'm on Instagram, DC__TMT, and I'm open to check out new talent. We always looking for new talent.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So I guess, sometime next year, I guess we're going to be looking for D Curry management, out there or something like that, maybe.
Oh no, it's DC Sports Management.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, me and Floyd talked about it last night. We had a good conversation. Yeah, so definitely, and it'll be in conjunction with Mayweather Promotions.
Gotcha. So yeah, you definitely, like you said, when you got Leonard and Floyd on it, then it turns into platinum. So definitely looking forward to you getting on out there, because you're gonna be out there like Leonard Ellaby be out there. So we're definitely gonna be seeing you out there. Hopefully you're prepared to be out there in the cameras and all that.
Hey, I've been out there with them now for a couple of years, so I'm learning. It's a learning process, but I'm learning from the best. So hey, that's a blessing within itself.
Gotcha, no doubt.
A lot of people don't have that opportunity, so I got to take advantage of it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but thank you very much for taking the time to join us here on the Boxing Source, man. Definitely a blessing, man. Definitely a blessing. And we're going to be looking out for you on Friday, October 29th.
Okay.
There in the Entertainment and Sports Complex for the Beltway battles. As you got Jalil Major Hackett that's going to be part of it in the 4-rounder. And, of course, the main event, Cobia Soldier Breedy against Suleiman Sagawa for the WBC Continental Americas featherweight title. So definitely going to be out there for that.
All right, man. And I appreciate you, man. All the time, man. It's nothing but love. Whenever I'm a phone call away, text message away, whenever you need me.
All right. No doubt, my man. No doubt.
All right, man. Have a blessing.
All right. You too.
All right.
So that's our man there, Derrick Curry, out there for, Mayweather Promotions, TMT. Of course, you can follow Derrick Curry there at DC__TMT right there. So you definitely